Hi everybody, it's me, Willow, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have another fun video for all of you guys to enjoy. Today we will be reviewing the new film, You, Me, and Tuscany. I went and saw that today with my mom and my stepdad, and we had a fun time going out to the movies together. I definitely think this one is super cute, and it's fun for the whole family, fun for your girlfriends, fun for like a little date night. It is perfect for so many demographics. And that's what I love about rom-coms, I just love rom-coms and I feel like it's been a real long time since like a genuine rom-com has been around, like cheesy and just cute and sweet and feel good, and that's exactly what You, Me, and Tuscany does. This is a Will Packer film. He's done Girls Trip, Ride Along, Night School, Little, Think Like a Man, been a producer on all of those films, so love that he's added this to his edition, and I really am a big fan of this film. I do think it's quite cute. The film is directed by Kat Coiro and it stars Halle Bailey and Regé-Jean Page as our leads. So really loved this film. It has a wonderful Italian cast as well. We have Lorenzo D'Amore as Matteo, who's the other like romantic lead in the film. We have Marco Calavani, probably butchering his last name, but he was on the Four Seasons, and I love him on the Four Seasons, and that's coming back at the end of May, I believe. So looking forward to that. We also had Isabella Fiara, who I've seen on Baby. So love this terrific Italian cast as well. There's even more people in this film who would just like really do make a splash, like Paolo Sassanelli and Stefania Cassina. I'm definitely pronouncing their Italian names probably incorrectly, but they were standout supporting roles. And honestly, I think the supporting cast really helped to elevate the film. I really am a big fan of Halle Bailey. I do love her music and I do enjoy her as the Little Mermaid in the live action film. I have not seen the Color Purple remake, so I can't judge her in that, but from what I've heard, she's pretty fantastic in that film too. But I really love the energy that she's giving off in this film, and I do like Regé-Jean. I'm totally butchering his name as well. Regé-Jean Page is fantastic in the film as well. I think he is a standout, really like strong in his romantic lead character. I do think him and Lorenzo as Matteo is like, I think they're great opposites of one another and they play cousins slash like adoptive brothers. So it's also interesting to see their dynamic because I feel like Matteo is such a charmer in the beginning, and it's kind of revealed that he has a little bit more of an unreliable side, and he has like kind of forgone family first. And then we see Michael, and when we first meet him, he's more standoffish and he's kind of rude to Anna, and seeing how he becomes more charismatic and more of a sweetheart. So, like, kind of the flip flop between the two brothers is very interesting to me, and I like how they bounce off one another. So, definitely interesting to see their chemistry. I do agree with some people that their chemistry isn't like the strongest. So, I love having the supporting cast to really help elevate the film and definitely add to the humor. But Regé-Jean Page does a good job of like embodying the romantic lead. I think his little moments in like the sprinkler and stuff are, lots of fun. And I was definitely like, ooh, teasing in my seat. And my mom did say that she thought he was super good looking, and she's like not like involved in like pop culture. She's never seen him in anything before. She's never seen Bridgerton. I'm like, girl, you gotta watch Bridgerton. You gotta get on the Duke. So definitely lots of likability from the romantic lead, even if the chemistry wasn't like perfect. My mom said she thought it was kind of slow. So I do think the pacing might have been a little off, and it is pretty predictable. Like, you obviously know that Mateo and Anna are not going to fall in love, and that the moment that she meets Michael, that's the person who she's going to fall in love with at the end. But I still thought it was like really sweet and caring, and like, again, just like the moments in the vineyard are like gorgeous, and just seeing the Italian countryside is beautiful as well. And again, like, I just think it's a really like wholehearted, cheesy rom-com. And I just felt like we don't get these films too often. Like, they usually get thrown onto streaming. So I thought it was important to support this film. Also support black-led films. It's important as well. I want these stories to be continued to be told. I also thought it was kind of interesting that I feel like the race element, obviously there was pockets of it, but I felt like it was very surface level. Like, she kind of mentions that her and Michael are the only black people in Italy, but they don't go deeper than that. They like don't even like really say it actually. She just kind of alludes to it. And I feel like it would have been interesting if there was a little bit more of a racial dynamic to it, but I also think it's nice, that you don't have to like worry about that in a film. You can just like go in it and see people just like falling in love and people just like accepting each other. So I don't know, that's just like my critical thinking, my cultural analysis being like, I would have loved to dive a little bit deeper, but that's not this type of film. But yes, I just thought it was really sweet, and I loved the little taxi ride moments and how she'd always call him up, and he was really her like guiding light and really helped her to realize, at the end of the day, even if we're lying about this whole engagement situation so she can stay at the villa without it seeming like she's, broke into the place. At the end of the day, telling the truth is what's important. So I thought that was beautiful. And I also thought it was nice that they brought the kind of like culinary background and the idea that she had recently lost her mother in the last year, and that she kind of lost her passion for culinary. And then Mateo's family and Michael's family are all in the culinary business. They have a restaurant, they have like a vineyard, where they make the wines and stuff for the restaurant. And they're Italian, so they're all about mamophilia. Totally do not know Italian, but they're all about family first. And I thought that was a nice little through line throughout the screenplay of having her trying to find her family, and they become her chosen family. And even though she lied to them, she was able to, bring the truth forward and find her true love at the end of the day. I also thought the costumes in this film were beautiful. All of the linen dresses that Halle Bailey gets to wear throughout the film are gorgeous, particularly her like white linen dress that she wears during like the vineyard visit. I was so worried because they were drinking so much wine during that scene. I was like, girl, you're going to get this red wine all over the dress. And then they were down in the dirt. I was like, girl, like, good thing she loves to do laundry, and she loves in washer and dryer. Like, I thought that was hilarious as well. Like, just like the relatability of her trying to like find her way and find her passion. Definitely relate to that. So I love what Halle is giving to this role, and I also really loved her friend as well. Claire. She's played by Isaiah Scott, and she was in One of Them Days last year. She played like Bernice, who was hilarious. I didn't even recognize her. I think she had like the red hair in One of Them Days, and she's like a brunette and pregnant in this film, so completely did not recognize her, but loved her. I thought she was super funny and a great addition. Another, great side character, supporting character to this film, and really great support system to Halle Bailey's Anna. And one note besides, kind of like the pacing and maybe the chemistry not being the strongest, I do think they did a lot of ADR, like audio like replacement like I like especially with Claire's character, like I know they didn't always feature her like on the phone and stuff, so they kind of have to add in some sort of like narration audio, like they kind of played it off as like voicemails or voice memos, but I felt like they added a lot of audio on top of it. So I thought that was interesting. I felt like maybe they had a lot of like B-roll, and then at the end of the day they're like, okay, we need to add a little bit more story into this. So they would do a lot of added audio and ADR. So I don't know, that kind of took me out a little bit. I felt like sometimes you can just like really tell when it's been added in. So, and it's not like been mixed the best. So that was interesting. Though I definitely really enjoyed the music. We had Olivia Dean, we had Mario, which was a very specific Let Me Love You little serenade. All things must be forgiven. Little Italian tradition, which I thought was really fun. And both songs are very beautiful and all about like falling in love and finding that true person that will love you. So I thought that was great. I also loved the Italian tradition of rolling the barrel. I thought that was fun too. So all in all, I had a fun time. I thought this was really cute. I thought the cast gave their all, and I'm glad that this didn't get, just stuck on streaming. I'm glad that it does get a theatrical release. I do think it's fun for the family and it's a great watch for a little date night or something. I think you'll definitely get a good chuckle out of it and you'll definitely be smiling and cheesing most of the way out. And when it's over, you'll have left feeling fantastic. You'll feel fantiskimo, fantiskimo, fantaskimo. Bravo. I don't know. Fantascomo. Fantascomo? My Italian is not on point, but you know what I mean. I definitely think this is such a beautiful and just like rom-com traditional. I feel like we have so many like different rom-coms these days, like with the drama, materialists, all those films, and even like regretting you, and the other um Colleen film that just came out, like they're rom-coms, but they always have like a little bit of a deeper edge to it or like a little bit of a twist. There's not that classic rom-com. And I feel like this kind of plays into that classic tropey rom-com, maybe even a little hallmarky. So I had a fun time, and if this seems like something up your alley, I definitely suggest you guys go check it out in the theaters before it leaves. I'm sure it'll only be there for a couple more weeks, so definitely suggest go checking it out. Or, eventually it'll come on streaming and VOD as well. So check it out when it hits that, because I definitely think it's a feel good and it's definitely worth your watch. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought of You, Me, and Tuscany down in the comments below if you've had the chance to give it a watch. I'd love to hear all your guys' thoughts and have the conversation started. If you enjoyed my review, make sure you give it a like and also hit the subscribe button and post notification button so you don't miss out on any of my future content. You can also check me out on all the other major social media platforms at Willow D. Steele. I'm on Letterboxd, Serialized, the Awards Expert app, Instagram, and TikTok. Give me some love because all of your interaction really helps to push me out into the algorithm and helps me come across other like-minded people just like you guys to join my cinema loving community. So thank you guys so much for all your support. And until my next video, remember to keep getting lost in film. Bye guys.